Configure and validate retail headquarters settings. Here are the steps involved in configuring and validating retail headquarters settings. Verify stores, publish channels, retail roles management and security, hardware profiles, configure commerce data exchange, verify retail server configurations. We will discuss each of these in detail in the demo. Configure and validate retail headquarters settings demonstration. In this demo, we will configure and validate retail headquarters settings. Launch Dynamics AX client. In the Dynamics AX client, on the top navigation bar, select Contoso Retail USA USRT as a legal entity. Next, select the retail in the top navigation bar to go to the retail area page. Navigate to Setup, Parameters and click on Retail Parameters. On the Retail Parameters form, click on Initialize on the top bar to initialize base configuration for retail. Click Yes, after which results of the initialization is displayed in an info log. Close all the windows in AX. On the Windows Start screen, type Services and open the Services console. On the Services console, select Microsoft Dynamics AX Object Server. Restart the AOS service. Once the AOS service restarts, launch the AX client. In the top navigation bar, select USRT as a legal entity. In the top navigation bar, select Retail to navigate to the Retail area page. Let's see how to verify stores. Navigate to Retail, Common, Retail Channels and click on Retail Stores. Search for the Houston store in the list and double-click to open the store details form. Verify that screen layout for both Enterprise POS and Modern POS are specified. Verify that the store has at least one POS register specified. Verify that the store has set up in the current legal entity. Verify that employee address books are set up. Verify that real-time service profile is specified. Now let's see how to publish channels. In the ribbon menu on the Houston store form, click on Publish and then Yes to the prompt to make this channel active for use by Retail Server and Modern POS. Now let's look into Retail Roles Management and Security. On the Houston Store Details page, select the Setup tab in the ribbon menu on the top and click on Workers. A list of all workers assigned to the Houston store is displayed. Double-click on Alexander Egerer to view the Worker Details form. On the Worker Details form, Verify that the worker has the right address book assigned. In this case, you will observe that Alexander Egerer has Houston address book assigned. Now, on the left-hand menu, select Retail and then click on Pause Permissions to view the permission group and permissions assigned to this worker. On the Pause Permissions form, verify that the user has Manage Device Permission enabled. Click Close to close the Pause Permissions form. Click Close to close the Workers form. Let's look into hardware profiles. Open a register from Houston store. Open details of the hardware profile being used by this register. Verify that a Dynamics payment connector has been set up in this profile. Let's now see how to configure Commerce Data Exchange. Firstly, let's see Message Database configuration. Navigate to Retail, Setup, Parameters, and click on Retail Scheduler Parameters. Under Message Database, the following fields need to be filled. Server name. This field is used to specify the name of the database server where the async server managed message database is located. Database instance. This field can be left empty when using the default instance of the database server or be populated with the SQL Server instance name. Database name. This field is used to specify the name of the async server message database that AOS needs to connect to. Use this exact name during the installation when configuring the async server message database. Click Close to close the Retail Scheduler Parameters form. Let's now look into async server profile. On the Retail area page, navigate to Setup, Retail Scheduler, Channel Integration, and click to launch the async server profile form. The only required parameter is the name. Verify that the profile exists. Also verify that the download and upload intervals are set to 0 to minimize wait times during installation. Click Close to close the form and return to area page. Click Close to close the async server profile form. Let's now look into working folders. This is the location profile from where all outgoing data from AOS to async server and all incoming data from async server to AOS will be staged on the computer where async server message database is installed. On the Retail area page, navigate to Setup, Retail Scheduler, Channel Integration, and click on Working Folders. Verify that a record exists with download and upload paths specified. Open the Windows Explorer and verify that the folder specified for the download and upload paths. In this case, you will have the folders as C demo files retail CDX download, C demo files retail CDX upload. Check the download and upload path fields to ensure there is sufficient storage space available on the async server message database server in the specified drive and folders. Verify the full permissions of CDX folder for the AOS service account and async server service account. In our case, AOS service account is actually Contoso administrator, and as we can see, the async server service account does exist. Let's now look into channel data groups. On the retail area page, navigate to Setup, Retail Scheduler, Channel Integration, and click on Channel Data Group. On the Channel Data Group form, create a new data group with the following information. Name is the identifier of this data group. Retail channel schema corresponds to the version of the product which you are deploying. Working folders, the previously verified file storage as the working folders. Close the channel data group form to save the changes. Navigate to Company, Retail, Periodic, Data Distribution, Distribution Schedule. Add the new channel data group to the distribution schedule in all jobs. Let's look into channel database. On the retail area page, under Retail Setup, Retail Scheduler, Channel Integration, click Channel Database to launch the channel database form. This form allows to define which channels should have their data made available on which databases. In this demo installation, we deploy a single store to a single channel database. Verify that the following fields are correctly configured. Channel database ID. This is the primary identifier for the channel database. Channel data group. The previously verified channel data group record. Username password. The username is an identifier used to identify this channel database entity. The username password values entered here must match the values specified when installing an async client instance for the corresponding channel database. The purpose of having a password here is security by data isolation, so that when installing channel side components, inadvertent misconfiguration with the wrong databases is prevented. Async server profile. In this field, the previously verified async server profile AX2012R3 can be selected. Retail channel. In the retail channel field, verify that the previously verified store Houston has been selected, since this database corresponds to the Houston store. Retail server. The purpose of this configuration is to be able to have active database assignments for each channel. Although queries from modern POS in a store can be made to any retail server channel database pair, queries will be routed to the correct channel database based on this assignment. Server name, name of the computer hosting this active channel database for that channel. Database name, name of the channel database to be used as the active channel database for that channel. Let's now look into real-time service profile. Navigate to Setup, Retail Scheduler, Channel Integration, and click on Real-Time Service Profiles. Verify that the following configurations exist. JBB profile must exist. This is the same profile that is referenced in the store earlier. Under Retail Time Service Location, we have Server. This corresponds to the name of the computer where real-time service is installed. Note, this server name must exactly match the certificate commonly named. Port. This is the port that real-time service is listening on. Protocol. This is the protocol that real-time service is listening for on the above port. Web application name. Real-time service. This is the name of the real-time service web application. This name will be used when deploying the real-time service. Under connection information, we have common name, the subject name of the SSL certificate that will be used to secure communication. Passphrase, any unique string used for the purpose of securing the connection. This passphrase does not need to be specified anywhere else. Under setting, we have Commerce Data Exchange Real-Time Service Staff. This option specifies whether user logon credentials for real-time POS and modern POS should always query the real-time service for validation. Let's now look into verifying retail server configuration. Click Retail, Setup, Retail Scheduler, Channel Integration, Channel Profiles. In the Channel Profiles form, verify the following records exist. Name. This is the identifier of the channel profile. Profile type. Select Retail Server Profile type to use for the corresponding properties. Profile properties. It is a combination of property key and property value. Retail server URL. This URL will be used by modern POS for subsequent connections to the retail server instance. This value should typically refer to an active instance of retail server. The value can be changed to refer to a newer instance of retail server in case the original instance gets pulled out of service. Note, changing this value will not automatically create or deploy a retail server instance. Then we have media-based URL. Media files such as images that show up in retail POS, modern POS are typically hosted in a separate location than on the retail server. Here, the same will be hosted on a simple IIS website. The subsequent sections will describe how to actually set up the website. Hardware station URL. Hardware station is used by retail modern POS to connect with peripheral devices such as printers and barcode scanners.